Covering more than 70% of our planet's surface, the ocean is one of the most intimidating and mysterious places on Earth. We have yet to reach its deepest depths, and its unpredictable waves and the creatures that call it home make it a place of uncertainty and awe. To this day, its mysteries continue to baffle us. From unexpected encounters to the discovery of a massive eyeball, here are 20 shocking moments caught in the middle of the ocean. Number 20. Phantom Jellyfish. If you're into ocean mysteries, you'll be fascinated by the latest sighting of the giant phantom jellyfish Stygiomedusa gigantea, a creature as enigmatic as it is rare. I can't decide whether this creature is more terrifying or stunning. Researchers from the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute, or MBARI, recently observed this elusive sea dweller off the coast of Monterey Bay, California. Picture this, a ghostly figure hovering in the deep sea, its bell over 3 feet across, trailing mouth arms stretching over 30 feet. It's a sight that's both eerie and captivating. This jellyfish doesn't sting. Instead, it uses its lengthy arms to trap prey. It's a master of the deep, floating in the ocean's abyss. The giant phantom jellyfish is a rare find, spotted just about 110 times in the last century despite its near-global distribution. I can't speak for you, but watching this jellyfish is quite mesmerizing to me. However, I'm only saying that because I'm viewing it on the screen. If I were to see it in person, I'd certainly make a quick exit from the water. Number 19. Phantom Island. In the vast expanse of the South Pacific, between Australia and New Caledonia, lies an enigma that has baffled explorers and scientists alike for centuries. The mysterious Sandy Island, also known as the Phantom Island. This small strip of land, charted as early as 1776 by British explorer Captain James Cook, has captivated the imagination with its perplexing habit of appearing and disappearing. This small piece of land was initially mentioned in Captain Cook's chart of discoveries in the South Pacific Ocean. Sandy Island was believed to be approximately 14.9 miles long and 3.1 miles wide. However, its existence has been a subject of debate. The island appeared on maps and marine charts for years, only to vanish without a trace when people traveled to its location. What made this location more perplexing is what happened on November 22, 2012. A group of Australian scientists aboard the RV Southern Surveyor embarked on an expedition to unravel this enigma. What they found, or rather didn't find, was startling. Where Sandy Island was supposed to be, there was nothing but an expanse of sea, with ocean depths recorded at more than 4,300 feet, eliminating the possibility of any landmass lurking beneath the surface. Intriguingly, even after its removal from Google Maps, a search for the island's coordinates occasionally reveals a small lump in the ocean. This has led to various theories, including the possibility that Sandy Island may have been a transient landform, such as the floating remains of a submerged volcano or a result of coastal subaerial eruptions. Number 18. Unknown creature. This group of friends was having fun in the middle of the ocean when they decided to film each other. What they didn't expect was to capture a bizarre ocean creature in the distance. In this video, you can clearly observe a colossal creature moving through the ocean's waters. If you look closely, you can see it's leaving a long trail as it swims fast. It appears to have a ridged back and a serpentine body, and it also seems to be moving in a snake-like motion. The group decided to post this video online to search for answers. Naturally, many tried to claim that the creature caught on camera was a whale. That might be impossible, however, judging by how the creature swam and its size. Many believe that it's another creature that's yet to be discovered. With its graceful movement beneath the waters, it might be possible that such a creature lived undetected by humans. After all, we're not even close to learning and cataloging every creature living in our planet's oceans. Number 17. A Man and His Pooch. Have you ever found yourself in the heart of the vast, unforgiving ocean? If you're on a large boat, the sight of land masses vanishing in every direction can be thrilling. But imagine if you were alone, with no one but your faithful dog as a companion, stranded on a small, desolate watercraft with no supplies to sustain you. In that dire scenario, it feels as though there's nothing but endless, desolate salt water stretching endlessly for miles in every direction. A truly harrowing and isolating experience. It's easy to lose hope that you'll see land again. That's exactly what Tim Shattuck, the 51-year-old Australian adventurer, and his loyal dog Bella experienced. Tim and Bella set out for the journey of a lifetime from Mexico to French Polynesia, but the ocean had a different story in store. Just a month into their voyage, a fierce storm battered the catamaran, leaving them adrift in the vast Pacific Ocean for over 2 months. Tim and Bella faced the enormity of the sea, surviving on rainwater and raw fish. Imagine the solitude, the endless horizon of water, the daily struggle for survival. Every day was a test of their resilience. Then, as if by an incredible stroke of luck, a Mexican tuna boat materialized on the distant horizon. It was their lifeline, their return to civilization. Tim and Bella, who had valiantly confronted the relentless ocean together, were at last plucked from the clutches of uncertainty. Their journey of survival against all odds ended with a bittersweet moment as Tim had to part ways with Bella upon their return. It turned out that the Pooch hailed from Mexico, and due to the stringent laws of Australia at the time, the Australian embassy forbade the dog's return to Tim's home country. A heart-wrenching separation marked the pinnacle of their extraordinary saga. Number 16. Let me have a taste. In this captivating clip, we're taken to the tranquil setting of a shallow seabed. Here, we see a man leisurely sitting in the shallow waters, seemingly at peace with the world around him. I don't know about you, but this looks like a relaxing experience. As the man enjoys his moment of tranquility, an unsuspecting visitor glides into view, a juvenile lemon shark. The young shark, cautious and unassuming, approaches the man and does something quite extraordinary. The baby shark bit the man's leg. The lemon shark lingers briefly, hovering around the man's leg as if assessing this strange object in its territory. Then, as quietly as it arrived, the shark swims away, leaving the man unharmed with a cute clip to share. Now, before you panic, the man in the video later claimed that while he was indeed startled by the encounter, the lemon shark's bite didn't hurt him, not one bit. Lemon sharks, especially the juveniles, are known for their inquisitive nature. Scientists have observed that these creatures often bite out of curiosity rather than aggression. It's their way of exploring the world around them, much like a toddler touching and tasting new objects. Since their sensory organs are in their mouths, gentle biting is a way for them to understand and interact with their environment. This behavior is quite common among many shark species. They use their mouths to investigate objects, and often these investigative bites are not intended to be harmful. In the case of our man in the shallow waters, the juvenile lemon shark was likely trying to figure out what his leg was using the only tool it had, its mouth. Now, I don't know about you, but I actually find this little fella quite adorable. Now it's time for today's topic. On a clear day off the Australian coast, a group of fishermen were enjoying their routine catch when something unimaginable occurred. As one of the fishermen focused on hauling in his line, a shadow loomed under his small boat, darkening the waters around it. Startled, he quickly alerted his companions. The shadow was enormous, far larger than the boat itself. One of the fishermen grabbed his phone to capture the moment as the massive figure glided beneath them, causing ripples and unsettling the calm sea. The eerie silence was broken only by gasps and speculation. What could this be? Was it a giant shark, like the legendary Megalodon, or perhaps an undiscovered sea creature lurking in the depths? The fisherman's footage shows the mysterious figure surfacing briefly before vanishing into the abyss, leaving behind only questions and an unforgettable story. Marine experts who reviewed the video are baffled, offering theories ranging from a colossal whale to an unidentified sea predator. Whether it's a relic from the past or a creature yet to be classified, the encounter has sparked endless debate. Could this be evidence of the ocean's deepest, most terrifying secrets? The answer remains elusive. Number 15. Caspian Sea Monster. Have you ever heard of the Caspian Sea Monster? It might sound like a creature from folklore, but this so-called monster is nothing but the remains of war. Back in 1967, when CIA analysts first spotted this behemoth on satellite photos near the Russian coastline of the Caspian Sea, they were stunned. What was this enormous structure, almost 330 feet long, lurking on the water? Far larger than any known aircraft of the time, it baffled and alarmed the American. It took 2 decades to unravel the mystery. This monster was an ecranoplan, not an aircraft but a massive sea vehicle using the ground effect for lift. This Soviet marvel could fly just above the sea surface, propelled by 8 enormous engines. It was a futuristic blend of a ship and a plane, a giant flying boat, if you will. For 15 years, this craft, dubbed the Caspian Sea Monster, remained a secret project, a hope for a new era in military operations and rescue work. But like many ambitious projects, it faced challenges. In 1980, it tragically crashed into the Caspian Sea and was lost, marking the end of an era of such grand experiments. Recently, this wreck surfaced again on the internet, reminding everyone of its dark legacy. Number 14. Fata Morgana. Imagine sailing across the ocean, the horizon stretching endlessly before you. Then, across the distance, you suddenly see a ship floating in the sky, or perhaps an island that seemingly came out of thin air. This bewildering phenomenon is known as Fata Morgana. Essentially, Fata Morgana is a maritime mirage that is among the most perplexing phenomena on the high seas. But why does this phenomenon happen? Fata Morgana occurs during a unique combination of atmospheric conditions when layers of air at different temperatures meet, with warmer air above cooler air. Light bends or refracts as it passes through these layers. This bending of light creates these remarkable and often elaborate mirages. Many believe that this phenomenon is the reason for past sailor tales. Sailors of old believed they were glimpses of mythical lands or omens of journeys yet to come. What makes Fata Morgana one of the most confusing phenomena in the ocean is its ability to distort reality. Ships appear suspended above the horizon, landscapes morph into unrecognizable shapes, and the line between sky and sea blurs. For mariners, these mirages can be both mesmerizing and misleading, even for the most seasoned sailors. Today, we understand the science behind it, but it's fascinating nonetheless. Number 13. Gigis Whale. Gigis Whale, a cryptid shrouded in mystery, has intrigued scientists and ocean enthusiasts for centuries. This ambiguous creature first entered the annals of marine lore in 1867, sparking debates and curiosity. The tale begins with Italian naturalist Enrico Hillier Giglioli aboard the Italian corvette Magenta during a scientific expedition. It was September 4, 1867, in the Pacific Ocean near Chile when Giglioli and his colleague, Dr. Antonio Rundi, witnessed an unusual whale. This whale was unlike any known species, measuring an estimated 60 feet in length. Its most striking feature was a pair of dorsal fins, setting it apart from all known cetacean species. Giglioli meticulously noted its features. The two dorsal fins were equally large, a unique characteristic that defied conventional whale morphology. Despite multiple attempts to locate a similar creature, no definitive evidence has surfaced since then. Some marine biologists suggest that such a whale could represent an evolutionary offshoot or an entirely unknown species yet to be documented. Others believe it might be a once-in-a-lifetime anomaly, possibly a unique genetic defect in an existing whale species. Skeptics argue that the sighting could have been influenced by optical illusions or the peculiar lighting of the ocean at the time. Since the initial sighting, Gigis whale has remained an elusive puzzle. No physical evidence has ever been found, leading some to speculate that it was a misidentification or a rare genetic mutation in a known species. However, the detailed observations by a respected naturalist like Giglioli lend credibility to the sighting. Number 12. Giant eyeball. In 2012, a bizarre discovery in Pompano Beach, Florida, set off a wave of wild speculation and intrigue. A massive, softball-sized eyeball was found washed ashore, sparking numerous theories about its origin. Theories ranged from the eye belonging to a giant squid to more outlandish speculations, like it being from a mythical sea creature or even the legendary Cthulhu. However, the mystery was eventually resolved. Experts' analysis of the eye's color, size, structure, and the bones surrounding it led to the less sensational but scientifically grounded conclusion: the eye belonged to a swordfish. This explanation was further supported by the presence of straight-line cuts around the eye, suggesting it was removed by a fisherman and discarded. Again, this was a bit of an anticlimactic conclusion to an otherwise exciting discovery. But honestly, it's comforting to know that the eyeball didn't belong to a sinister creature that has lived in our ocean for centuries without our knowledge. Imagine going for a swim in the ocean knowing that somewhere out there is a creature that could potentially gobble you up whole. No thanks, we already have sharks for that. Number 11. The Megalodon. The Megalodon, a massive prehistoric shark, has been a source of fascination and mystery. Despite being extinct for millions of years, there have been alleged sightings fueling speculations about its survival. These claims often come from deep-sea fishermen or individuals who report encountering enormous sharks far bigger than any known species today. One intriguing claim comes from a submarine crew who allegedly spotted an enormous shadow passing beneath their vessel, describing it as a living submarine. Additionally, a viral video purportedly showed a fin so large that it dwarfed a nearby boat, though experts dismissed it as a case of forced perspective. There are also unexplained deep-sea sonar readings showing massive moving objects that some believe could be the elusive creature. This particular location on Google Earth allegedly shows the lost Megalodon, with a massive silhouette near the coast. Skeptics claim it's just a trick of the light or a geological formation beneath the waves. But believers continue to claim that this proves a behemoth of a monster lurking in our oceans. Number 10. Sleeping with the fishes. In this clip, you can see a guy out on the open water enjoying a peaceful day of fishing. He's completely decked out in typical angler fashion, complete with sunglasses. It seems to me that he's having a lot of fun. And of course, who can resist the urge to show off their catch and snap a selfie while fishing? Now, anglers out there in the audience might be judging the size of this fish, but hey, a catch is a catch. He pulls out his phone with one hand while the other is still gripping the fish. It's a picture-perfect scene: a man, his catch, and the beautiful backdrop of nature. But as he attempts to take the selfie, something amusing yet unexpected occurs. In a mix-up that we've probably all experienced in some form, he confuses the items in his hands. After taking the photo, the man throws the fish back into the water, After all, it is pretty small and he doesn't really want to eat it. Well, it would be a mundane ending to a typical fishing trip, but a fatal mistake ends up ruining his day. Instead of the fish, he accidentally throws the phone in the water. Talk about a bummer. Well, his phone is sleeping with the fishes now. Number 9. Apocalypse Lighthouse. Nestled off the coast of the Westman Islands in Iceland, about 4.5 miles from the mainland, the Pridrangavíti Lighthouse is often cited as one of the most isolated lighthouses in the world. Now, just looking at this lighthouse, one question immediately pops into my mind. How exactly was this establishment built? After all, it's literally on top of a cliff. Imagine, if you will, the daunting task of constructing this lighthouse in 1939, when helicopters, the only means to reach it today, didn't even exist. The builders, led by Ari Pararan, were experienced mountaineers who embarked on a perilous journey, scaling the cliffs to lay the foundation by hand. They faced slick rocks, fierce winds, and the relentless North Atlantic Ocean below. Needless to say, the construction method was rudimentary and dangerous, and it even involved a human pyramid to reach the final heights. Now, the lighthouse can only be accessed by helicopter, making maintenance a challenging and risky endeavor. Each visit to the lighthouse is a feat after all. A single mistake could become an unplanned swim among the killer whales, a constant possibility. Despite its inaccessibility and isolation, this lighthouse remains among the most remarkable structures in the middle of the ocean. Number 8. Volleyball on ship. Have you ever thought a cargo ship could double as a volleyball court? Sounds crazy, right? But that's precisely what these guys are doing, playing volleyball on board a gigantic ship in the open ocean. Now, if you've seen enough footage of the open seas, you know that even a behemoth of a watercraft like this one is at the mercy of the waves. What makes this scene even more fascinating is the improvisation involved, using ropes to mark the boundaries and a makeshift net fashioned from onboard supplies. The constant movement of the ship adds an unpredictable twist to the game, turning every serve and volley into an adventure of its own. The players laugh and cheer as they adapt to the ever-changing tilt of the deck, their camaraderie and quick reflexes on full display. Of course, the occasional errant ball bouncing into the endless blue abyss serves as a reminder of their unique playing field. The crew, seizing a break from their routine, are spiking and serving under the vast open sky. It's not your typical beach volleyball setting, but hey, when you're miles away from land, you make do with what you've got. I just hope that there won't be any rogue waves to topple them over anytime soon. Number 7. Teenager on a floating hut. If you ask the crew of MV Arpeggio about the weirdest and most shocking thing they've spotted in the ocean, their answer might surprise you. After all, these people have seen a young boy in the middle of the ocean, 80 miles away from the shore. This is Aldi Novel Adalang's story. Aldi, an Indonesian teenager, was working along a rompong, a floating fishing hut, when strong winds snapped its mooring rope. Adrift in the vast expanse of the Pacific, he relied on his wits and determination to survive the grueling days ahead. He fashioned hooks from nails on the hut and used wood to make a makeshift stove to cook his catches. At night, he battled loneliness and fear, lighting a small lamp to ward off predators and keep himself visible to any passing ships. Several vessels passed by without noticing him, further testing his resilience and hope. He found himself adrift 1,200 miles out to sea with only a week's worth of rations. Aldi faced an extraordinary survival challenge. He survived by catching fish and drinking seawater squeezed from his clothes. After 49 days, a miracle happened. The MV Arpeggio, a Panamanian freighter, happened to cross paths with Aldi. Despite the odds, he caught their attention and was rescued. It's a rescue that the entire nation never forgot. If you got stuck in the ocean for 49 days, do you think you'd be able to survive? Why or why not? Let me know in the comments. Number 6. Fish knocks phone off. The ocean is full of surprises, and just when you think you've seen it all, nature throws a curveball, or in this case, a leaping fish. In this clip, you can see two women sitting on a fast-moving motorboat. They seem to be having a fun time. The lady on the right has her phone clutched on her lap. In other circumstances, we'd probably have our phones in a tight grip if we're in public or in a place where pickpockets and robbers are notorious. We'd probably be vigilant, but this lady knows that her phone should be safe on her lap. Now, what could possibly go wrong, right? Just as I've said, nature never fails to surprise us. A fish jumps out of the water. An ordinary fish jumps over the boat's edge and manages to knock the phone from the woman's grasp. And there goes her phone. Her smile was immediately gone from her face as she looked below to see if there was a way she could get her phone back. Well, that's a sad ending to an otherwise lovely day in the ocean. Now, you're probably wondering why the fish suddenly jumped out of the water. Small fish often leap to escape the watchful eyes of predators lurking beneath the waves, or to snatch up an unsuspecting insect floating on the surface. But instead of a snack, the fish snatched a phone instead. So, the next time you try to hold out your phone in the ocean, Be sure to clench your phone extra hard if you don't want a stray fish to reduce your phone to ocean waste. That is. Number 5. Sleeping whales. There are many bizarre things in the ocean, and one of the most perplexing sights you'll probably come across is whales sleeping together. If you haven't seen how these great creatures get some shut-eye in the ocean, prepare to be amazed. Whales, those colossal beings of the deep, possess a sleeping method that's as fascinating as it is peculiar. Unlike humans, whales cannot fully succumb to sleep in the traditional sense. They need to stay partially conscious to breathe and maintain buoyancy. So, how do these oceanic giants manage this delicate balance? They sleep by shutting down only one brain hemisphere at a time. This unihemispheric slow-wave sleep allows one half of their brain to rest while the other half remains alert. Just take a look at this whale. This creature is gently floating near the ocean's surface, half asleep yet partially aware of its surroundings. Some whales, like the majestic sperm whales, take a unique approach to sleeping vertically. They stand erect in the water, their heads bobbing just above the surface in a state of peaceful rest. This intriguing sleep method is a brilliant adaptation showcasing the evolutionary ingenuity of these marine mammals. It enables them to rejuvenate while still being aware enough to surface for air and stay safe from potential threats. For anyone witnessing this for the first time, the sight is nothing short of extraordinary. Imagine encountering a pod of whales in a silent, motionless state, their immense bodies hovering in the water like serene giants at rest. Number 4. Black hole. In September 2021, a social media user spotted a mysterious dark spot in the Pacific Ocean on Google Maps, which quickly captured widespread attention and speculation online. This spot, humorously dubbed the Pacific Black Hole, led to various theories ranging from a secret military base to a natural geological formation. Some internet sleuths even speculated it could be evidence of a massive underwater sinkhole or an undiscovered volcanic crater. Others playfully suggested it was a portal to another dimension or the remnants of an ancient, sunken civilization. As the speculation grew, satellite imagery enthusiasts debated how such a striking anomaly had gone unnoticed for so long. However, it turned out that the truth behind this alleged black hole is a bit more anticlimactic. This perplexing spot turned out to be Vostok Island, a lush, uninhabited land belonging to the Republic of Kiribati. The island's dense Pisonia forests create an optical illusion, appearing as a black void from space, thus earning its dramatic nickname. Despite the mundane explanation, the incident reminded everyone of how much mystery the planet's remote locations can still hold. Number 3. Bizarre spaghetti creature. Spaghetti isn't intimidating, not one bit, but this creature is definitely unsettling to look at. Despite its comical nickname, this is Bathyphysa conifera, also known as the spaghetti monster. Again, don't be fooled by its nickname. This unique creature was captured on camera off the coast of Angola by ROV operators from Maersk International, a provider of oil exploration equipment. Bathyphysa conifera lives in the bathypelagic zone of the ocean, approximately 1,000 to 4,000 meters below the surface. It was first described by the Swiss marine biologist and ornithologist Theophil Rudolf Studer in 1878. This peculiar organism was nicknamed the flying spaghetti monster due to its appearance, which resembles a cluster of spaghetti-like structures. However, in reality, these spaghetti strands are reproductive structures called gonophores. This species of siphonophore, a group of colonial organisms, is found in the Atlantic Ocean off the coasts of Gabon and Angola, and as far as Monterey Bay in the Pacific Ocean. Bathyphysa conifera is a composite of many organisms functioning as a single entity. It moves by contracting and relaxing its body stem and uses stinging cells called nematocysts on its tentacles for feeding. The entire animal, including its tentacles, can span several meters long. Interestingly, Bathyphysa conifera reproduces asexually, and colonies are unisexual. The feeding polyps change color as they mature, starting as pink in their youth and turning yellow with a single tentacle as they grow older. Once again, this is just one of the many bizarre creatures lurking in our world's oceans. Number 2. The Ningen. Deep in the realm of modern Japanese folklore lies the tale of the Ningen, a mysterious and massive aquatic cryptid invented by Japanese internet users in the mid-2000s. The Ningen has captured the imagination of cryptozoologists and enthusiasts worldwide. The legend took root in 2007 following a post on a Japanese forum, 2channel. It claimed that members of a whale research ship spotted this mysterious creature off the Antarctic coast, mistaking it initially for a submarine. The Ningen, described as a humanoid, whale-like entity, supposedly vanished into the waves upon close inspection, adding to its mystique. A supposed sighting by Google Earth in 2005 near the Southern Ocean fueled further speculation. However, skeptics argue that what was considered a Ningen could have been an iceberg resembling the creature. Further intrigue was sparked in 2010 when a Japanese chemical research company's video showed a large, unidentified creature on the ocean floor, which some viewers believe to be the Ningen. The Ningen is said to have two primary forms. One description portrays it as a large whale-like creature with human-like features, including a humanoid face and extremely long limbs or arms. The second, less common depiction describes it as a smaller terrestrial organism with a large head and humanoid-like legs, wandering Antarctica's icy landscapes. These tales and supposed sightings have made the Ningen one of the most enigmatic and sought-after entities in the world of cryptozoology. Number 1. Black Demon. In the depths of the Gulf of California, also known as the Sea of Cortez, lies the Black Demon, or at least that's how the stories go. This creature is a monstrous, shadowy shark that has intrigued and alarmed fishermen and locals for generations. It's described as a massive, aggressive creature allegedly capable of overturning boats, attacking whales, and swallowing sea lions whole. According to local lore, it's 2 to 3 times the size of a great white shark, potentially weighing between 50,000 and 100,000 pounds. Despite numerous tales and eyewitness accounts, including one from American sports fisherman Eric Mack in 2008, there have been no verifiable incidents of attacks by the Black Demon. The story suggests that this gigantic shark retreats to the deep sea, which in the Gulf of California can reach depths of over 10,000 feet. Skeptics argue that the sightings could be misidentifications of known shark species or exaggerations of encounters with large marine animals. I'm not one to easily believe these claims, but to be safe, I'll be on the lookout if I ever visit the waters this creature allegedly resides in. Which of these fascinating ocean discoveries intrigued you the most? Let me know in the comments. If you have any shocking ocean experiences to share, I'd love to hear them. Don't forget to check out the other cool videos on the screen, and I'll see you in the next one.